I was trying to fight me and Minamimoto last time, and it was kind of not really doing that great, so I think... Okay, there's still that. I think I might actually see if I can get the boss noise first before I try doing Minamimoto first. Alright, I also have a list up of where all the boss noise are, so... I guess I could try to fight them on ultimate, and if I'm struggling I can lower my difficulty. Why is there a red thing on the... Oh wait, there it is. Okay. On ultimate, we should be fine.
An enemy approaches.
Big scorpion.
We sure we can handle this?
Should be fine. It's just a scorpion. Yeah, I absolutely melt it. Even on ultimate. There we go, secret port number 1. 3 years have passed since the game that caught the attention of the higher plane. Observation is still ongoing, but from the UG it looks as if Shibuya is on the brink of catastrophe once more. I'm forbidden from intervening in the game this time, so I had to settle for recording the changing state of both the RG and the UG here in this report. The Executor first intruded on Shibuya 3 years ago. Originally from Shinjuku, this angel started a clandestine game with Shibuya's composer. Which ultimately led to Shinjuku's destruction. Okay. He should have been reprimanded as soon as he arrived in Shibuya, but the elites are turning a blind eye for some reason. Possibly because most higher plane denizens still oppose Shibuya's impurification. This game resembles said impurification that is subject to a set of extenuating circumstances somehow keeping it in balance, which are as follows. Difference of opinion and subsequent conflict on the subject of Shibuya's destruction. The absence of the composer. Game being played by 2 proxies, and direct interference by the Executor. Neither the Executor, who wishes for Shibuya to be destroyed and purified, nor the composer, who has managed to prevent this up until now, can directly intervene in the going-ons of the UG. If they wish to take action, they must do so via proxy. The Executor's proxy in this game is conductor Shiba Miyazaki, and the composer's is a human player one Rindo Kanade. Okay. I will henceforth refer to Shiba Miyakaze as the conductor and Rindo Kanade as the proxy. Perhaps spurred by the appearance of the proxy, former Reaper Sho Minamimoto has resumed activity after an extended period of silence. Furthermore, I'm picking up vibes similar to those emitting from Shinjuku just before its purification. These are still faint, but I'll keep a close eye on them. Alright. Right, because Rindo technically already rewound at once at the start of the game when Fred got crushed by a truck, so... There he is, motherfucker. It'd be great if whenever you replayed this cutscene, his name is like completely like... Or like his portrait was blacked out or something. Hopefully I just melted as quickly as I did with the scorpion.
Perhaps we ought not engage?
Turn up the volume, yo! Is that all you got, Kenny?
Not all, per se.
Yeah. Easy. Number 2. A proxy acting in place of an acting composer, the game is affected in numerous ways, the most significant being the implementation of bogus rules by the conductor. Bogus rules by the conductor. One such rule is the division of players into teams, presumably adopted from Shinjuku's rulebook. Under a team system, whichever team earns the most points over the course of the week may choose to either continue playing or not. If they choose not to continue, they may return to the RG if they so desire. However, only the composer can send players back into the RG, right? The conductor has no right to implement such a rule and no ability to carry it out, just like Kitsuniji. As such, it is in the conductor's best interest for the winning team to choose to continue playing. To ensure this will happen, he has allied himself with a team clearly intent on continuing the game indefinitely, the Runebreakers. Each team's relative value is measured against the others using their scores, and a loss for a team is a loss for each individual within it. It is unclear when these rules were first implemented in Shinjuku, but it's clear that they seem specifically designed to eliminate players counter to the objective of the game. Right. Okay.
How's that?
The new chapter of Electro waits!
Let's see. A turf war called the Scramble Slam has just taken place. The Runebreakers declined to participate. If they had, they surely would have won, leading to a decrease in overall morale. I suspect this little diversion, which pits players against each other in place of noise, exists purely for the entertainment of the conductor. This week marks the 140th game under the current conductor. Deep River Society, the Varied Beauties, and the Pure Hearts have been subject to at least 30 loops. Oh. They're beginning to show signs of fatigue, presumably sensing the impossibility of victory against the Runebringers. 30 loops would be like, what? 4 or so months? Wait. Can I do math? Hold on. That's... 40 loops would be like 7.5 months, I think. If one loop is 1 week. Perceiving the game as unwinnable has a marked negative effect on players' well-being. Proxy's team may be able to avoid coming in last place, but the odds of them toppling the Runebringers to claim victory are slim. Although anything can happen in this game, they may surprise me yet. Minamimoto has been aware of the Proxy's powers and seems to be plotting something. Okay. Alright, you bird. There you are, bird.
An enemy approaches.
Where's the music? Oh. Alright, we're good. I was seeing the ultimate battles would give me a little bit more trouble, but maybe once I get to later weeks, it's probably gonna be a bit more rough. Deep River Society has been erased in accordance with the rules of the game. The souls of all members, including the leader, are gone. Erasure runs counter to the goal of judging each player's abilities. That is unsurprising considering the conductor's intention. Upon witnessing the erasure, the Proxy's vibes have weakened once again. Its increasingly hard and emotional state must be a cause for concern. As suspected, the individual who arrived in the Proxy's moment of need was the source of the vibes I detected a few days ago. It does not appear as if the composer had had a hand in the sudden appearance of our old friend. In sharp contrast to the ever-active executor, the composer is seemingly biding his time. Okay. We're talking about beat here, so... Although I'm unable to be contacted to confirm, I believe the reappearance of this particular individual works in Shibuya's favor. Minamimoto, on the other hand, has all but vanished from the Proxy side. His noise refinery schedule drastically heightened his imagination, which may be why he can clearly recognize the Proxy's abilities. Okay. I have an idea what he's planning, but it's dangerous, but I have no way of stopping him. Incidentally, the noise refinery schedule is a reproduction copied from its original by a certain Reaper. Noise refinery schedule is a reproduction copied from its original by a certain Reaper. Its completeness or lack of thereof may be a factor in a subtle change in Minamimoto's fundamental vibes. Was that like when... that might be from when Coco revived him, maybe? I don't remember. Alright, should be here. Yeah. Ah, fuck, we're good, we're fine. It kind of really did not do any damage to me. It probably helps that 2 of my party members have max HP at this point. Yeah. I feel pretty strong. 4 teams remain: the Runebringers, the Pure Hearts, the Varied Beauties, and the Wicked Twisters. Only one may survive and emerge victorious. At long last, the game approaches its conclusion. According to Shinjuku's rules, incoming players' abilities must exceed the total average imagination of the current players for them to be allowed into the game. Total average, okay. As the game continues and low-ranking teams are eliminated, the average rises, making it more and more difficult for newcomers to enter. I see. With the Deep Ripper Society gone, and Wicked Twister's impressive latent abilities, the average imagination has increased dramatically. Only an immensely powerful player can be pulled in at this point. Okay. We safely assume that the game will continue and conclude with no more than the current set of players. The game will continue to week after next at longest, but the conductor has yet to contact the composer. It's possible he's unaware of the Higher Planes Purification Protocol. If all goes according to the conductor's plan, he himself will be the victor of this game. Okay. Ugh. Around here-ish? Yep. There you are, Mr. Mew. So cute. So cute, filled with evil.
I guess.
St. Astel's Shrapnel, okay. Our new arrival has joined the Proxy's team almost as if by filling the hole left by Minamimoto. Daisuke Nojibito, also known as Beat, was a player in the game leading to Shibuya's impurification. His fortitude is remarkable, as is his soul and imagination. He should prove a powerful ally to the Proxy. And yet the Proxy's soul remains stagnant, or it could be more accurate to say it has stagnated further. For a similar shift 8 days ago when Minamimoto joined the team, if this is a fundamental immaturity of the Proxy's soul, it will be difficult to bring to light. Unlike Neku's leading up to the impurification. The Proxy initiated another replay today. The resulting drastic increase in planar distortions indicate that at this rate, an explosive increase is likely after only a few more uses. However, the Proxy's pen is effectively absorbing the distortions, preventing the UG and lower planes from being affected at this time. Why did Joshua choose freaking Rendo for his Proxy? Okay. Right here. A little bit more. There we go. Restlessness builds among the team leaders, and the Proxy's psychological state is far from optimal. I can only hope that he will last a week. The team's base groove is abnormally low. In a system built around teamwork, such irregularities are certain to have a major effect on the outcome of the game. The network called the RNS was created specifically for this game. The ease of which it measures each individual's vibes and imagination makes it a useful tool for the management of both players and groupers. However, it is making this information viewable also makes it accessible from the RG. It can only be found by those who know of the UG's existence and are sufficiently proficient with networks. No modulation is required to communicate between planes this way, though it's unclear if other issues arise as a result. It's possible that communicating through the network can inhibit imagination. Just as the full meaning and imagination of a work and art cannot be captured on a screen, I see. More, think about our relationship with technology, sort of, Aesop. I'm no longer active as Cat, but if and when I resume, I must keep in mind how my works will be perceived when shared digitally, and alter my methods of expression accordingly. Perhaps the developer of the RNS could provide me with some insight in that regard. Okay.
Let's have a look.
Come here. These battles actually don't last long enough for me to get enough groove to, do a final remix, actually. There's been a change in the Proxy's psychological state, as well as an improvement to the relationship between the members of his team. This is good news. However, the Proxy's soul remains stagnant as ever. What happens on day 5? I don't remember. Is this when Shoka joined? I don't think it is. I'm fully yet to analyze the stagnation, as I am currently unable to take any action beyond observing and hoping for the best. By Shinjuku's rules, Reapers are limited in the actions they may take. Of course, obstructing players is not allowed on a basic level. The primary enemies that players face are other players, namely those on opposing teams. Thus, any team aiming for the top must go through the Runebringers. On day 5, the Fire Nation attacked. Proxy and his team are taking a different approach against the seemingly unbeatable Runebringers. To what extent goes against the rules of the game remains unseen. Okay, no, I think this is the day where like they decide they want to they're teaming up with the Varia Beauties. Okay. I doubt the conductor will sit idly by and let them do as they please. If he's forced to make a move, things will either end very well or very poorly. As previously stated, Reapers are not allowed to interfere with the game, and yet one of them is currently doing just that. It's possible that her Reaper status will be stripped from her, but where will that leave her once the game is over? Alright. Can I get into the alleyway? There you go. There you are.
I mean, is anyone surprised?
What do you gotta say about this Hanakoma? Leader of the Pure Hearts, one Motoi Anazawa, has got himself into a dire predicament. While live and online, he found himself a loyal follower in the proxy. If Motoi Anazawa is to face erasure, it would likely have a significant effect on the proxy, though to what extent remains to be seen. Online communication can result in negative or positive outcomes, just the same as face-to-face communication. However, the opacity and anonymity accompanying digital communication leaves its participants more susceptible to misunderstanding. It must have been quite a shock for the proxy to see Motoi Anazawa's true nature, which was invisible to him online. As predicted, Shoko Sakurane has been demoted from Reaper to player as punishment for meddling in the game and directly assisting players. Reapers face very few restrictions on the RNS. They may react with the RG freely so long as they don't reveal their identities. But should they be demoted, their account is deleted and a separate player account takes its place. With her old account deactivated, Shoko Sakurane is no longer able to interact with the proxy as his online friend unless she chooses to reveal herself as such. She's aided the proxy via messaging up to now, but with that option no longer available to her, her next course of action is unclear. I see. Going hard with it, aren't they? Alright. There we go. Conductor has made his intentions known to the players. Although it will be impossible for him to carry out his goal destroying Shibuya merely as a conductor, he believes himself to be the executor as well, sent from the higher plane to purify the city. Pirates have been erased as expected. Only 2 teams remain discounting the Runebringers. With the Runebringers' true nature revealed, it's likely that the rules will change next game to reflect that players stand to oppose the Reapers rather than each other. I have detected unique vibes emanating from a certain inanimate object. I found it odd that the old stuffed animal should show up, but turns out it was temporarily housing a disordered soul. Shinjuku's conductor saved the soul it contains, paying the price with his own erasure. An angel's power is needed to free the captive soul, but there is still no sign of the composer and I'm forbidden from meddling in the game. I doubt the executor would be willing to help, considering he most likely trapped it there to begin with. Our only available options is to leave the soul in prison or locate someone else with the means to release it. I suspect the original creator of the stuffed animal, a player who managed to return to the RG 3 years ago, would be able to assist. Unfortunately, she is currently absent from Shibuya. Okay. There you go. Frog. There we go. Game's rules have changed significantly. Players, as well as Reapers or even the conductor, may erase their opponents after defeating them. At the same time as the rules changed, Shiba made an unforeseen move against Shibuya, and a version is underway. Noise released by the conductor has destabilized the code of the entire Shibuya region. The lower planes, including the UG and the RG, are particularly unsteady. The code is a set of laws that binds together the souls that make up all of existence. Think of it as the screws which hold everything together. Some of Shibuya's screws are loose, and others have been removed altogether, leaving nothing to support the city but its own weight. In other words, Shibuya is on the brink of collapse. Deterioration of the boundary between the RG and the UG is being hastened by a rapidly multiplying noise. If the boundary is lost, the city will be torn apart and purified. There are many in the higher plane who believe normal purification has no meaning, as it maintains the existing planar framework. However, it is generally agreed that inversion should not be utilized due to complete loss of character the affected area undergoes as its framework is destroyed and rebuilt, and yet the composer maintains his silence as Shibuya faces the same fate as Shinjuku before it. While Shibuya has undergone traumatic changes, the proxy's psychological state is surprisingly stable. This could be interpreted as positive personal growth, as he's come to understand the situation he has been placed in, as well as what actions to take in response. Shoko Sakurane has joined the proxy's team. Her extraordinary powers should make her a fine addition. Alright. Apparently it's over here, and let me change my pins just in case. Alright.
Let's have a look.
Yep.
We've got this.
Alright. One of the Shinjuku Reapers has been eliminated. I suspect the conductor saw this coming. Angels emit vibes strong enough to alter the minds of those in lower planes. Reportedly, many Shinjuku Reapers have sensed a change in Shiba Miyazaki's personality over time. I wonder how he will feel about all this after the Executor leaves and allows him to return to his former self. The proxy has now used the replayability 8 times, its pin absorbing the resulting planar distortions and changing appearance with each use. At present, there are no apparent adverse effects. I'm concerned about the physical changes to the proxy's pin. It may indicate some kind of fundamental difference from the other pins. Perhaps replay isn't a latent ability after all. It's far too powerful and would make more sense as a gift bestowed upon the proxy via the pin. The player pins were certainly made by the Executor. As an angel, he would have been able to prepare special pins at will. It is unclear when and how the proxy acquired this pin. Logically, it must have been on the day he arrived on the UG. But there's also like, he dropped it and then someone tossed it back to him. So I guess that probably was Kubo, maybe. All I know for certain is that several factors influencing the proxy's fate were in play that day. In any case, to give him such a pin knowing he is the composer's proxy would either be incredibly brave or incredibly insolent. Okay. Around here? Yeah. There you go. There you go. The variabilities have been erased. This is a major blow to Proxy's team, as Ken and Tachibana provided them with vital emotional support. Tosai Furusawa's soul is clearly the most heavily affected, despite his fundamental evasiveness and unwillingness to show his true feelings. Once experience leads to one to hold a certain belief, it is difficult to alter that mindset. This often leads to bitterness and anguish. I wonder just how much of his bitterness Tosai Furusawa will be able to bear facing. The answer may very well depend on the proxy and his teammates. Still, this is no time for idle talk. The proxy's team is the only one left. The conductor is oddly fixated on the team's unstable state, but goes so far as to say he seems more concerned with his enemies than the battle itself. As the events unfold, it is not unthinkable that he might join forces with the proxy. Okay. With the conductor's plans laid bare, every Reaper, particularly the Shibuya Reapers, will be forced to choose a side. Some of them who know what I am occasionally try to contact me, but I cannot respond. The Shibuya Reapers will need to grow and adapt if they are to overcome this. My old cafe on Cat Street, the one that I served as my base 3 years ago, is always open to them. I hear that some drop by on occasion. Notably, the fate vibes I felt from Shinjuku have returned to their full former strength. Someone is coming. Someone who can help decide Shibuya's fate. Alright. Gee, I wonder who.
Let's have a look.
Ah, there you are. Minamoto might give me an issue. Some issues here. So close. There you
How
go.
do you like that?
Bitch. Neko Sakuraba has returned to Shibuya. As suspected, the vibes I picked up 17 days ago were his. 17 days ago? Oh. So it wasn't Minami. Okay. Being the last team standing has provided the Wicked Twisters with a sense of unity. Daisuke no Sho Bito appears to believe it is his sole responsibility to carry the team. Can't say he was wrong in his actions toward Minamimoto, but the fact remains that he would have been erased by the ex-Reaper had Neku not arrived. Team has narrowly avoided disaster. Let's hope they can carry on that momentum. Minamimoto's focus was purely on the planar distortions when he turned half noise and went berserk. He may not have been able to clearly measure the distortions from the UG, but the fact that he can sense them at all is an impressive feat. I suspect he's also becoming aware of the distortions within himself, along with the fact that these distortions should be undetectable from the UG. Minamoto seems to have come to the same conclusion I have. Replay is too powerful an ability to be wielded by one from the lower planes. I'm beginning to piece together the Executor's plan. One more thing that concerns me is the proxy's soul. Its stagnation has returned in full force just when it seemed it might finally fade away. There must be some cause for this, be the proxy's fear of Minamoto or uncertainty surrounding his own interactions with Neku. Okay.
Gotta focus.
There we go. Neku Sakuraba has joined forces with the proxy. The composer has sent him from Shibuya into Shinjuku during its purification, presumably to have him handle the situation there and keep him isolated and safe from those who would target him for his abilities. As for the proxy, his soul remains stagnant. I have yet to identify what exactly is preventing its growth. It'd be much simpler if I could sit down and talk with him. After repeated demands, I have finally obtained the report on Shinjuku's purification. On the surface, the game involved a conflict between the conductor and the Reapers. In actuality, the composer, eager to purify Shinjuku, planted the Executor among the Reapers to oppose and take down the conductor. So it was Haz, wasn't it? That explains why the conductor was erased and the Reapers transferred to a new area. Okay, so Shiba wasn't actually like the conductor back in Shinjuku, it was someone else then. Tsugumi Matsunai had her suspicions about the Executors, so he sealed her soul to be safe. She was once a Reaper, though the Executor removed her status after she allied herself with her older brother, Shinjuku's conductor. Okay. In Shinjuku, to lose your Reaper status is to be erased. Knowing he was defeated, Shinjuku's conductor used the last of his strength to save his sister's soul in the stuffed animal. That stuffed animal belonged to one Shiki Misaki. A Shibuya Reaper must have taken it to Shinjuku, probably Koko. As a result, Tsugumi Matsunai became the lone survivor of Shinjuku's purification, once more a Reaper, but sealed away and closely monitored by the Executor. She acted through no will of her own as her soul was trapped by noise. However, she was still able to send messages to the proxy using her latent trailer ability. The noise binding her is now gone. If the damage to her plush special can be fixed, her soul can be freed. Okay.
Let's have a look. All set. It's go time.
There we go. Shibuya River is known to be a unique place even amongst the entities of the higher plane. Its source is in Shinjuku, meaning it should have disappeared into the purification, and yet it continues to flow unseen in its own plane. What excellent idea to hide souls there to spare them from purification. Kaiichi Suzuki loved the game and cared for his compatriots more than any of the other Shinjuku Reapers. His actions leave no room for doubt. Most of Shinjuku Reapers maintain the close bonds they shared back in Shinjuku. I know not what kind of Reaper Shiba Miyazaki was before being warped by the Executor, but judging by the Shinjuku Reaper's unflinching devotion to him, he must have been exceptionally charismatic. It is yet unknown if Shiba Miyazaki will be released from the Executor's influence at the end of the game. Even if he does manage to return to his former self, he'll be forced to face a tragic reality that the loss of his friends was brought about by his own actions. Trauma. Neku Sakuraba is wary of the proxy's powers. That pin continues to endlessly absorb the generated distortions. Absorb but not destroy. They're likely being stored for some purpose. I wonder what the composer thinks of all this. There's still no sign of movement from him. Does he have a plan at all? Tomorrow will tell. Alright. Then week 3, day 7. Right, we did day 7 like 3 times. Okay.
Gotta focus.
There you are. A little more. Come on. There we go. The planar distortions caused by replay are all a part of the Executor's plan to purify Shibuya. The notion of the proxy and his comrades have taken a sudden turn for the worse. The ability to turn distorted energy into noise is entirely unique. It's likely latent to the Executor, either allowing him to create noise or granting him some comparable power. In essence, the distortions were once souls. They manifest from the thoughts and lost time of those whose timelines were cut off from the canonical history. The proxy's pin stores distortions born from each abandoned timeline, causing them to behave similarly to their source thoughts and birth new distortions. In other words, the pin allows the distortions to grow and multiply with each journey back in time. The birds the proxy saw are new distortions spawned from those stored in the pin, given an order-compliant and readily storable form. Generally, souls need a catalyst in order to take form. The Executor's pin must be the catalyst in this case, generating noise in advance and transplanting the distortion's imagination into them. The Executor is exceptionally adept at handling noise. There's a strong possibility that the noise present in its birth form is temporary and will change at some point. If its shape is undefined and constantly changing, the proxy and his team have a tough battle ahead of them. Shibuya's in grave danger. Okay.
Gotta focus.
Get in here. There we go. How did this fight go again?
Game time, yo.
I don't remember this fight. And yeah, it just took like the form of a bunch of different noise, I think. It's close. It has a sliver of health. Come on.
Not bad.
There we go. Alright. Shibuya has received a new visitor, one that even the composer must not have expected. It's the very same individual who drew up the report on Shinjuku's inversion. Why would he come to Shibuya? Probably not to take care of the Executor, whatever business he may have. Tanzo Kubo can wait until after the purification. Same individual who drew up the report? It seems that Shinjuku's composer, one Hazuki Mikagi, has eliminated the Executor's noise and given the proxy another chance. I have an idea as to why. Shibuya's composer must be shaking his head right now. I've finally determined what was causing the proxy's soul to stagnate, his fear of taking responsibility. Reliable allies such as Minamimoto, Daisuke Nojibito, and Neku Sakuraba appeared and took the reins. The relief of being freed from responsibility stilled the proxy's mind. Ironic that it was the famously unsympathetic composer of Shinjuku that led me to this conclusion. Shibuya now owes its continued existence to the proxy's use of replay to undo its destruction. It's up to the proxy to decide whether or not to turn back time. He undeniably has that right. Shibuya has withstood destruction, and now stands to face an even greater danger. The challenge before us is one we cannot refuse. Alright. I get the last one from getting all the other ones first, so... Right, this is a long-ass cutscene, hold on.
Let's have a look.
Yep. Big, gold... looking fella.
That's another one.
There we go. Number 23 and 24. Alright.
Think this through.
Secret Sleuth. The Proxy's team face a giant bird-shaped noise. It is reborn from the unstable Blackbird noise, which were destroyed at the order level and reassembled. This is a clear act of interference by Shinjuku's composer. It allowed the Proxy and his team to focus all their efforts on one target. Each feather on the phoenix tail is a karmic representation of a single temporal reversal. Okay. Perhaps this is a manifestation of the Shinjuku's composer's internal conflict. He's clearly taken an interest in the proxy and his teammates, yet his desire to see Shibuya purified is unchanged. I believe that his interference, dealing with the Executor, contacting the proxy, and meddling with the distortions, was more than a simple apology to Shibuya. It provided the perfect excuse for Shibuya's composer to make a direct move of his own. Okay, Shibuya's composer failed to take the bait and remaining inactive to the very end. His reason for appearing to Neku Sakuraba and the others as he connected to Shibuya's imagination was not to help them, but merely to stabilize Neku Sakuraba's mind by reminding him he was there. Fellas. A look over the vibes recorded by the RNS reveals no evidence of outside interference. A proxy's team defeated the Phoenix Cantus through their own Shibuya strength. I heard, fellows, what's up? Joshua and Neku are being gay again. Okay. Now that the game is over, I finally have permission to contact the composer. Several days have passed since then, and the composer has already completed 2 orders of business. One of them concerns Neku Sakuraba. Using a sample from a parallel world, one where Neku never went to Shinjuku and instead lived peacefully in the RG for 3 years, the composer modified the space and memories around Neku so that he may once again reside in the RG without issue. Interesting. This is not particularly unusual, as the same steps must be taken when returning a Reaper to the RG. The other order of business concerned Shoko Sakurane. Her Reaper status loss, her destruction at the end of the game was all but assured. Did he do like the same to Shoko then? However, the composer saved her soul at the precise moment it diffused for deletion. She has been reborn in the RG in Shibuya. I believe this is a rare expression of gratitude on the composer's part. Gratitude toward the proxy, that is. Proxy has also returned safely to his life in the RG. Through him, I have learned much about the network as a simulated plane of existence, as well as its effects on human emotion. There's no denying its use as a tool to expand one's world. However, it is up to the user to explore and experience the expanded world for themselves, lest it remain a mere simulation. Enjoy the present and keep moving forward. Perhaps by refusing to interfere, the composer meant to convey to Shibuya the importance of accepting your circumstances and taking action yourself. I have one final note directed at the proxy Rindo Kanane. The decision you made took courage and I thank you for it. I sincerely hope we can meet in person someday. I mean, unless he's gonna like show up in the ending or something. I don't know if actually getting all the secret reports gives me something. Managed to get all the secret reports, finish the last chapter of the game again to unlock the secret ending to the main game. I'll do that later. We're still technically in the middle of another day. Alright, let me save. Okay. Oh, he melts my health so quickly. Jesus Christ. How do I deal with this man? I'm still in ultimate difficulty. That probably doesn't help. I should probably at least put myself down to normal, I think. Let me kill you, Show Me Namimoto, please.
Hey, back me up
Pretty
here, will ya?
please. I'm asking nicely. No ensemble. Hold on. This looks like... Okay, if I put all 4 of these pins on... Currently... It replenishes a large amount of the team's HP relative to the damage dealt, only when all 4 pins are worn concurrently. Alright, we'll try this. It looks like I have all of them. They're not leveled up, but... if it heals me at the same time... I might as well try them. Yep, okay, that does something. Year-long ensemble. Replenishes a large amount of the team's HP relative to damage dealt, only when all 4 pins are worn concurrently. Alright. And I guess my L2 or R2 are, for me to decide which... I think I look very dead inside right now. The amount of times Minamimoto has kicked my ass. Alright. Hold on. These are new pins, which means I have to remember how- I had to learn how to work. Fuck. It would help if I checked how these pins worked. Hold on. It keeps nulling my abilities. Be nice to me. Be nice to me! Dang it. Oh, I actually got his health down to, like, half there, actually. So this feels doable. Fuck! This guy sucks. I need to be better at dodging his attacks. The pad of my left thumb is actually starting to get a little bit, sore. With how hard I'm pressing on the thumbstick. Everything else on Ultimate has been very... fine. This guy just sucks. Minamimoto just sucks. Ah, motherfucker. What's the camera doing? Ah, fuck. The camera's being fucky. Be nice to me. Be nice to me. I'm just a little guy. I'm just a little guy who wants to be good at the video games. Would it make you feel better if I turned your hand into jelly beans? I think it would make it harder for me to play, honestly. Maybe I should wear gloves. Less friction on my thumb. Gamer gloves. I have artist gloves, but they only cover the back two fingers. They don't cover my thumb. I need like reverse artist gloves as gamer gloves. Gloves that cover the first three fingers instead of the back three, or the back two. What photography gloves would work? The ones that look super hot, at least to me. Which one are photography gloves? Are they the ones that like... I don't know which one those are. Maybe I just really need to level these pins up. Ah, dang it, I was trying to get the freaking shotgun off. Dang it, fuck you. Sorry. If I say fuck you, it has to be very politely. I don't mean to say it in a mean-spirited way. Fuck you and polite. I have manners. It's okay to get angry sometimes, it's a treat. I'm filled with anger and rage at this man. My preferred way of showing anger is to be, quietly spiteful, though. Kill them with kindness. Make them consider the weight of their actions. You know? Let them marinate in their thoughts for a bit. Until they realize they really fucked up. It's definitely a good way to go about stuff. This guy in particular, there's a good old fuck you, though. Okay. Yeah, you're right. I could also just not do this, but apparently I get something if I do this, so... I want to do it. The thing you get is pain, but what if there's lore? What if I want to do it for the lore? He just does a very unreasonable amount of damage. What if I tried it on easy? Yeah, we'll try again on easy and see how well we do. It doesn't seem like there's any, punishment for doing it on easy. Oof. Okay. Oh, I got really close! I think I just need to level up these pins. Here, I went ahead and leveled up all the pins that I wanted to use. I don't know if there's any, like, better sets I could possibly get, honestly. Want to hear my impression of this guy? I can hear it in my head already. Ah, frick. Maybe I need to up my beat drop gauge first. Hold on. I'm on easy, I should be able to do this. I don't know if he has, like, any elemental weaknesses, actually. He's weak to water affinity. Okay. Okay. You don't have an R2 button anymore. He just spams the eyes so often. He just wants to look at you. I too have a legion of floating eyes, but I respect people's privacy. His counter is so fast.
It's game time.
Yeah, the sign that says always watching in your shop. That's because that's my property. I'm allowed to look... I'm allowed to observe my own property closely in case of intruders. Do it.
What's up with those eyes? Be careful! Something's not right! We got this! Leave it to me, yo! That was
So then what are you gonna do?
Okay. Nope.
I'm counting on you.
Okay. My hand is starting to ache from mashing buttons so much.
And
Both my triangles. Ah, dang it. Nope. Back up, back up, back up.
That's a relief.
Back the fuck up. Okay.
Thanks to me. Was not sufficient. Good enough.
Come on, hang in there.
Do it.
Let's combine.
Nice. Oh, he's in the yard. Awesome. Oh, he's so close. Fuck, 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 fuck. Ah, the armor. Dang it.
Nice one, nah, girl.
No, come on, come on, come on. He's so close. Did it! It didn't even take an hour. We're good. We're good. It was uneasy, but it's fine. Oh, my hand hurts.
Well, at least we survived.
Fucking did it. I could do this ad infinitum. I'd really rather not. Math is done. I showed my work. QED. Consider our set unbounded. And he's off. What a strange person. Well, we're unbinded or something, which I think means we can do whatever we want. Probably. We should keep moving. Let's have a non-zero T value. Maybe I'll go check out the show. It's Farmon. Alright. We did it. That's all I wanted to do. I don't know how close I am to actually finishing another day. It's probably pretty close, actually. Wow, you got all the stamps. Great job, everybody. You're the first team to collect all 3.
Huh?
Really? It does seem odd, and I don't recall encountering any other participants on our way. As an extra reward, you can move on to this super special bonus round. If you win, you get not just tickets to Shibuya Palooza, but VIP tickets to Shibuya Palooza.
What?
Say what? Endless refreshments included, of course.
Whoa!
No way! Free food and drinks? Dude. Yo, Rendo, we gotta get those VIP tickets. Damn right, we're in. Might as well, since we already made it this far. Okie dokie. Let the bonus round begin. Okay. Yo, Oshiba! Huh? Did he get lost on his way to the club?
Greetings.
Sheepo Shibuya? I already don't like this guy. I'll be the one to decide if you're worthy of VIP seats, or if you deserve to be left out in the cold. On your marks, get set, go. Okay. I should have changed the difficulty, huh? I'm still on easy. I wanted to change the difficulty back to ultimate, actually. Hold on, let me hard reset. I probably won't regret doing this on ultimate, right? Okay. Now what?
Spice things up.
Second phase already? Okay.
It's out of my sight. Leave it to me, yo. Got you now. Take this.
Ow. Ow. Okay, it only does it for a short bit, okay? Okay. Is our stings ready? Break it.
Just doing my job.
Break it. Come on, break it. I don't know if I'm gonna break it in time. Oh god, nope. Okay, no, we're good. We're good. There we go. We're good.
Damn. Guess I ain't on my game today.
It's fine, we're fine. I didn't get any drops from that, though. Incredible! You won the bonus round! Here are your tickets to Shibuya Palooza. You earned them. Nice. We did it! Oh, we're going to Shibuya Palooza! We go to concert! And see Death March! And Lord Ishimoto! We did it! Well done. Here. These are your VIP passes. You get both, actually. No one is more worthy of endless refreshments than you. Thank you. My god, I can't believe this is real life. Shibuya Palooza, here we come. He's awfully cheerful all of a sudden. You mustn't be so sorry, Lord Rindo. Yeah, it'll work out in the end. Let him enjoy this. No use crying over that spoiled milk and all that. That's not... Anyway, let's go live it up in Shibuya Palooza. Yeah, better hurry to 104. Also, Minamimoto is still with us. Dang, it's so crowded. Good thing we're VIPs, eh? Thanks for losing our tickets, Fred. We wouldn't be here if it without you. Oh, shucks, Shoki. All I did was mess everything up. Untrue, although it did appear that way at the outset. Can we drop it already? It's all good now. Yeah, all that matters is that we finally made it to Shibuya Palooza. Yep, we're one short of a full party. Has anyone seen Lord Minamimoto? You mention it. No, I haven't. Not for a while. Relax. I'm sure he just wandered off somewhere. So people like to go to concerts alone, you know? I guess. Minamimoto. There's something so strange about him. It's almost like he came from a completely different dimension. No way that could have happened.
Rindo.
Yo, we're in dude. I mean, last game, when we did another day, it was like Joshua was specifically from like the main timeline Joshua after the end of second week where he got blasted off a building. I don't know when Minamimoto would have shifted then. Yo, we're in, dude. Get over here, man. The show's about to start. Woo! It's finally starting. Even if the world ends after this, I got no regrets. This is the best day of my life. What's Minamimoto doing? Oh, it's just gonna play the credits again? Alright. GG, you finished the game again. It hasn't even been half an hour yet. Time for a new game? I haven't downloaded Celeste yet. My plan was to play more Singular Stone. And there's also like I think there's an alternate ending if I do the last day end. Now that I have all the server reports, so I might do that, but I think that's still like a lot that I'll have to actually play through. Or, you know, a lot of story I'll have to skip through again. Let me eat my shrimp flavored chips. fucking love shrimp flavored chips. I almost finished the entire bag yesterday in one go. I definitely wasn't supposed to. I feel like there's gotta be like a post-credit scene with Minami Moto or something. But we will wait patiently. People gotta stop letting shrimp into our culinary. What if the shrimp aspires to be a chef, you know? Don't deny the shrimps their dreams of being head chefs of a Michelin star restaurant. This isn't Ratatouille, Asa. No, it's Shrimpatouille, obviously. That's it, you're banned. This is my channel. You can't ban me from my own channel. We like the shrimp. Shrimp is yummy. Shrimp makes good food. I can fucking try, bet. I can actually click the ban button on you. I'm like half tempted to see what'll happen. Twitch is a functional site. Don't do it. Yeah, that's why I haven't. Yeah. Because of how functional Twitch is. Yeah, don't lock me out of my own account by accident. But imagine the comedy. Imagine having to email Twitch support in order to unban myself. Meow, 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 meow. Yeah. Maybe I should try it on the way off. Maybe. With consent. Yay! Post-credit scene? Already in the Booyah chapter end. That's it? Nothing extra with Minami. Oh wait, no, there you go. Finally took out the garbage. I'm back to my true value. It took me long enough. I was a fraction of a femtometer away from getting reduced to 0. I made it, and I've run all the numbers. Shibuya is full of surprises. So that grows in power even after it gets a raise. Ah, okay. But this is like between after he left the first time, and then when we encountered him again in the 3rd week, I guess. Bet your box plot I wanted on that. I'm coming for you, composer. Crunch! There you go. There's a cute art. No Minami to be seen, though. Alright, there's still one thing I want to do. And then there was never a third game. Why is it only 80? Oh, I think it's because I haven't maxed out, yeah, the, scramble slam stuff, but there's one more thing I want to do. Apparently, since I have all of the secret ports now, there should be another scene after if I do the ending again, so. Oh, there we go.
A bit late to come groveling back, wouldn't you say, friend?
My apologies, friend. I never intended Shibuya any harm. But rest assured that as Shinjuku's composer, I have personally eliminated the cause of the problem. Is that enough to earn your forgiveness?
I appreciate you exercising the executor from the UG. But you really ought to be more scrupulous when engaging with the lower planes. Nobody likes a mess maker.
And all this time, I thought I was following in your footsteps.
Then you might need to watch where you're walking. Speaking of which, I saw you took a stroll around the city. Did you and Rindo have an illuminating conversation?
You're watching
Weren't
that?
you watching?
Only a little.
I offered him an apology and asked him a few questions.
What about?
I thought he might understand why you opposed Shibuya's cleansing. So I asked what he thought about the city, hoping to glean some insight.
Another mess finally made. And was it insightful?
Not to the extent I would have liked. I still don't understand. Humans are the most irrational beings. That said, I was a bit surprised myself with how our conversation ended. For some reason, the boy was ready to risk everything for an unproven possibility. And all I could do was remind him to take responsibility for whatever decision he made. Almost.
Oops. Well, since I was encouraging to take that risk, sounds like you acted a bit irrationally yourself. I can't accidentally skip through this. I need to be
I
careful
did
with the
indeed.
controller.
Even entrusted him with that powerful pin, if you can believe it.
Well, you aren't alone. I too have fallen victim to that irrationality before.
Hi, donuts? What kind of donuts? Important question. Hi, Toffee.
Why do you think that is?
I can't say for sure, but one thing I've noticed is that every time I watch them try to overcome the absurdity of their world, I just can't help but hope they succeed.
Alright. It was a tiny bit of lore, but yeah, we did it. Cool.